we master the use of spirit in our lives? And I do mean the use of spirit in our life. Are we using it to create our lives for the better?
Here I stand at the water's edge.
You may have to ask yourself, what is it that I need to become in order to move forward?
I had a very unusual experience, and that was that the state of terror that I had lived in suddenly dissipated, and it was replaced by a sense of peace.
If you eat the right food, you will never be hungry. If you think the right thoughts, you will never be hungry.
We're a little goal obsessed. And so rather than focusing on the goal in life, let's talk about the game I want to play with my life.
I am deep and I'm wild and I'm strong. I am blessed with a place to belong. And I can be counted on to always deliver.
We are a perfect, each and every one of us is a perfect individualized expression of a divine energy that is love. That's it. It's just love.
Here I stand.
I can change the world with my own two hands, make it a better place. With my own two hands, make it a kinder place. With my own two hands, with my own two hands, I can make peace on earth. With my own two hands, I can clean up the earth. With my own two hands, I can reach out to you. With my own two hands, with my own two hands, with my own two hands, I'm gonna make it a brighter place. With my own two hands, I'm gonna make it a safer place. With my own two hands, I'm gonna help the human race. With my own two hands, with my own two hands, with my own two hands, and I can hold you in my own two hands, and I can comfort you with my own two hands. But you got to use your own two hands. Use your own two hands. Use your own two hands. With our own two hands. With our own two hands. With my own two hands.
Announcement time.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto. My name is Tanis. Anybody who's with us for the first time today, in your program, there are the lyrics to all the songs we will be doing this morning, and there are some announcements. For our people who are online, good morning, welcome if you're watching now or in the archives. Just one thing I want to bring your attention to, Emerson Online is March 16th to April 10th. You can register in the bookstore for people who are here in person, or you can register online on our fancy, new redesigned website. Ooh. Ah. So go on, register, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to call Reverend Jonathan Zenz up to the microphone. Woo! Good morning.
Okay, all is well. All is well. It's so funny. You have these mornings where it's like, I literally just walked in the door as she was calling my name. I mean, not that I haven't been here already this morning, but I've had a lot to do this morning. How is everyone this morning? Wonderful. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto. It is my pleasure to have you join us here this morning. I want to say hello to anybody. Is there anyone who's joining us for the first time today? Welcome. And I want to say thank you for bringing your consciousness to this space and sharing with us. What's your friend's name? Amy. Ah, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There is a gift for you as well in the bookstore. There's a lovely little bit of information for you, and you also get 10% off today by being a first-time visitor. So you can pick that up in the bookstore. Actually, why don't I just give it to you now? Follow the camera. Following. There you are. I just happen to have the card right here, so there you go. I also want to say hello to everyone who has joined us online this morning, and we are here for a singular purpose, and that is the theme of 2015, which is living out loud. I realize I announced this theme some time ago, and I really have not addressed it since then. But let me ask you this. Are you living out loud?
Yes.
Are you committed to living out loud?
Yes.
Are you committed to doing this in every moment of your day?
Yes.
Throughout this entire year?
Sure.
Awesome. Let's leap into this experience of celebration with one big family.
Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
All right. Let us make a joyful sound. We are standing right here, right now, on holy ground, for every place we stand is holy. It is holy because it is all one part of one great big experience of life, and life is the expression of God. And God is who we are, God is what we are. There is no separation between us and the thing itself. God is not something out there. God is who and what we are right here, right now. So let's celebrate that today. We have a wonderful experience to look forward to right in this moment. You know, there is when I came to this center several years ago, there were there were 4 practitioner interns. There were 3 who were ultimately licensed, and one of the particular people that I have always had the joy of listening to is here to provide us with her words of wisdom today. She has changed my life, whether she is aware of it or not, because she has allowed me to find a more grounded sense of myself by my listening to her words. Because I can get a little flighty up here. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. Never, right? But she has allowed me the freedom to, by the words that she has offered in the past, to find a place of centered awareness for myself. And so I'm grateful to her for that. So here to present to you her words of wisdom today, please welcome Margaret Ann Snyder.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. And the principle that we are speaking of this week is as follows. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the spiritual and intuitive nature of each person, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. When I first read this principle, I felt so elated. I was taken up with a feeling of freedom. This principle says to me that we're all one, that each of us is created from the same love, that the truth is revealed through each of us. I believe for us to know the truth about ourselves, we must know ourselves, how we feel about life experiences, how we respond in relationship to others, to ourselves, and to life itself, and knowing what makes us happy. To know the truth of this life force that animates us, we must go in between the cells of the body, quiet the busy, habitual thoughts, ponder the rhythm of our heartbeat and breath. It is from the stillness that we spring forth into expression. This spirit, which by nature is of the silence, has its manifestation through us. It is only natural that we should have an intimate, abiding relationship with this aspect of who we are. My quote today is from a book titled Listening by Lee Coit. It is important to be aware that we all hear essentially the same message, although each of us may hear it in a different form. It is also true that the whole body of knowledge, yes, I am convinced, the totality of all knowledge is available for each of us to draw upon if we expend our efforts to listen. However, we have trained ourselves not to go inside and listen. The reason that this is true is another story and not relevant to our present discussion of learning to listen. That this involves fear to knowing our true nature and of reaching our full potential is all that we need to realize in order to start being aware of our inner guide. Therefore, to hear the truth, we must be willing to know it. And so the first and foremost thing that we must do is simply to be willing to know the truth. We don't have to analyze or even know all the fears that we may have collected along our way. We can listen and hear the truth by being willing and open to knowing it. We are all capable of listening. We are all intuitive. I dare say that we often don't even realize we're being intuitive, because when we feel something is true, our thought may be, but of course, what else could it be? Doesn't everyone see this? Once we are willing to open to our internal knowing, that something feels true, either a revelation or the answer to a question, we can recognize messages of truth from pretty much any source, be it music, a slogan, a poem, watching a pet playing in the present moment. There is an ability in each of us to be quiet and still and allow the science to press up against us. Because we are in attendance today, I believe we have already come to some level of willingness to listen and to hear our spiritual truth. And we do not have to get stuck around any fear that may be buried in our subconscious mind. I believe this willingness spawns the cause in mind to stir and rouse these fears. Can you feel the change in energy by saying, I am willing? I am willing. Anything can happen when we're willing. Willingness is a powerful affirmation. It represents faith in ourselves and in our oneness with God. This message may not be new to most of us, yet I invite us to remember who we are. Each of us is the divine in living and the divine in loving, and we can know the truth of this as we cultivate the practice of stillness and the quiet recognition within us. Let's celebrate that we are willing to know our truth and willing to listen to the spirit that is within. Let's say yes to our brilliance. Let's allow our light to shine. Thank you. And an affirmation, of course. I'll say the affirmation once, and then if you would, repeat it after me. My intuitive nature becomes known to me with ease and clarity. My intuitive nature becomes known to me with ease and clarity. And once more. My intuitive nature becomes known to me with ease and clarity. No, thank you.
And it is so because you have claimed it. My intuitive nature becomes known to me with ease and clarity. Ease and clarity, doesn't that sound good? I'm going to invite us all to relax right where we are as we share this wonderful song, this song that touches my heart every time I hear it, and I'm grateful that it was a request that we are fulfilling. I invite you to relax. Allow yourselves to become refreshed and renewed right in this moment. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And so, let's take to heart this wonderful world we all experience. And let's concretize this feeling, this idea, in the words of Spiritual Mind Treatment, this affirmative prayer from Margaret Ann.
I take a breath in and I relax into this beautiful moment of knowing that there is only one divine energy, one presence of love that is everywhere present, that is in each of us, that is this intelligence that knows how to live and how to love, that this world is this beautiful place of knowing that this world is open and allowing and beautiful. As I come to my own self, I know that I am this divine energy. I know that I am light and I am love, and I am willing to open into this beautiful world and step into the truth of who I am. And I know that the truth of God is reflected in me and in this world and to each and every aspect of it. I know that each person is love, and I know that God is this essence that is in each and every person. I am divinely inspired, divinely open, divinely allowing, and divinely willing to be in this world with grace and with ease, with joy, with love, with beautiful anticipation of all that is to be and all that is. I am divine energy and I am love. And I know this world is divine energy as well, as we are one. and I love this world as I love who I am. All is one, all is perfect, all is whole, all is complete in this knowing that God is the essence of absolutely everything and everyone. I give thanks and gratitude for this knowing, for this understanding, for this peace that abides with me. I'm grateful for this divine love that is always present and always giving. In gratitude, I release these words to the law, knowing that it is done, and I am grateful. I release, I let it go, and I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is.
The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you. Thank you, Margaret Ann. We do have an incredible music team that is willing to entertain suggestions. As long as they're appropriate to the service.
Yes.
Just to be clear. So I want you to know that that was a suggestion that was brought to us this week, and we can often put it together pretty quickly, so thank you for that. This is the featured song today is a wonderful, I haven't told you how much I love this song. And it is incredible. It's a brand new song by Pierre Gautreau. You wrote it, this week? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. He wrote it, he got it prepared, he brought it in, he says, we're doing this song. Anyway, it's a fantastic song, so please welcome Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
Days become weeks and weeks become months. I blinked, months became years. Time slips away each and every day. Could have swore I was just here. And when it's gone, it's time to move on. Truth will be my guide, expecting nothing but the best. North, south, east, or west, it's gonna be a hell of a ride. There's a great big world waiting for you, a great big world to see. Take it for a spin, enjoy the life you're in, and make it the best it can be. I've been around enough to know that happiness is a friend. Take it anywhere, up, down, here, or there. Take it to the very end. There's a great big world waiting for you. a great big world to see. Take it for a spin, enjoy the life you're in, and make it the best it can be. Make it the best it can be. The corners of the earth, the edges of your mind, with openness and love, be gentle, please be kind. There's a great big world waiting for you, a great big world to see. Take it for a spin, enjoy the life you're in, and make it the best it can be. Oh, make it the best it can be. The best it can be.
The best it can be.
Oh, the best it can be.
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 There's a great big world waiting for you, a great big world to see. Take it for a spin, enjoy the life you're in, and make it the best it can be. Oh, make it the best it can be.
Make it the best it can be.
The best it can be.
Make it the best it can be.
Best it can be.
Make it the best it can be.
The best it can be.
Make it the best it can be.
The best it can be.
Make it the best it can be.
Oh, best it can be.
The best it can be.
The best it can be.
Make it the best it can be.
The best it can be.
Make it the best it can be.
And the Queen Street Band. Make life the best it can be. It's up to each and every one of us to take that to heart and to live that in every moment of our lives. There is no one else who is going to do it for you. Nobody else is going to live your life. You're the one living your life. You're the one who gets to make it the best it can be. Wow, indeed. Wow, indeed. So we are continuing today with the Declaration of Principles as written by Ernest Holmes in 1927. It's kind of our guide for these several months. We're more than halfway through, it occurs to me. I don't know which week we're on, but we are more than halfway through. So today, as Margaret Ann pointed out, this is the Declaration, and it's a fairly long one. It's one of the longer ones. He wrote, "We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the spiritual and intuitive nature of each person, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God." You got that? You're clear on that? Oh, you need a translation? Oh, see, I thought we were done. We believe, I'm going to read it again, and then I will translate. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the spiritual and intuitive nature of each person, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. So what is it? First of all, let's go there. What is it? Because today's talk is called "It Came From ... It came from." Well, what is it? This is not rhetorical. What is it? What's that? Infinite intelligence. Lovely. Any other thoughts on what it is? Indwelling God. Lovely. Divine energy. Beautiful. Everything. Everything. Stardust. We are stardust. And we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Which is a song I would love to do. I don't know about the appropriateness of it, but it's a song I love. It's the whisper. It is everything. I want to go with that. It is everything. Where does it come from? There was an interesting thing, actually. I didn't plan on saying this, but there's an interesting thing that came out on social media is where I saw it. But I'm connected to things like minutephysics.com and these kind of uber geeky scientific sites. One of the things that was published not too long ago is this idea that the Big Bang never actually happened. That there is now evidence that suggests the Big Bang never happened. We did not come into being from a singularity. They're saying now that there is no actual, because it's always been the Big Bang theory, right? It's never been proven, and now they're saying that it may not have happened that way. Well, that just throws my whole philosophy right into the, garbage. But where does it come? Actually, what they're saying, though, because it's actually in line with our philosophy, what they're saying is it always existed, and it always will exist because it's infinite. There is no beginning because there's nothing to begin. It all just is. Oh, it's very heady. Because we think in such linear, time-related terms, right? We think there must have been a beginning, and there will at some point be an end. But that's just our brains trying to create a construct around the way we experience the universe. So it's a very lofty thought to think there was no beginning and there was no end. But that's what we teach about it. It's what we teach about the nature of this divine presence that is here, right now, being experienced and experiencing life as each and every one of us. So where it comes from is nowhere and everywhere. That's where it comes from. So how do we know if life is going our way? How do we know if life is going our way? Well, I can probably give you a pretty easy answer. You feel it, right? You know if life is going your way. It feels good. Life is unfolding great. It's like, oh yeah, everything is lining up for my highest good. This happened to me in relation, I've talked about this a million times, in relationship to coming to this place and taking on the spiritual directorship here in this center. Because I always had this idea that I would love to be in Toronto. I fell in love with Toronto when I first visited here in 1997. And I went through ministerial school in Southern California, and as a U.S. citizen, I thought, well, there's no way I'm ever going to end up in Toronto as a spiritual director, because I can't show up at the border and say, here's my certificate, I'm going to open a church. They wouldn't necessarily go for that. And yet, mere weeks before I graduated, the previous minister, Barbara, she resigned her position here, and the right person was here at that time. Everything lined up, and the day I graduated, I put on Facebook, I passed. He wrote back, he said, congratulations, we need a minister. And so it is. And so it is. It just all lined up perfectly. So in that instance, life was going my way. It felt really good, and it still feels good. I feel like I landed in exactly the right spot for my highest expression of my ministry. Where are you in your highest expression of whatever it is? It doesn't have to be ministry. It can be, well, let's just say, where are you in your highest expression of life, period? Is life going your way? That is rhetorical. I can just imagine. No. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the spiritual and intuitive nature of each person, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. I do want you to know that I am very well aware of the fact that we have somebody photographing everything today. And I do want you to know that these are intended to be for marketing purposes. After the service, if there's anyone who would prefer not to appear in any of our marketing materials, please just let me know, and I will see to it that you are not included. Just wanted to put that out there. Hi, Pierce. The quote, this particular declaration really made me think of a particular luminary in the evolution of New Thought, and that is Emma Curtis Hopkins. This really feels like Emma Curtis Hopkins to me. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the spiritual and intuitive nature of each person, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. Emma Curtis Hopkins was known as the teacher of teachers. She taught Myrtle and Charles Fillmore, who began the Unity Church. She taught Melinda Kramer, who began the Divine Science Church. She taught Ernest Holmes, who began the religious science movement. She is really well known as the teacher of teachers. She studied for a time with Mary Baker Eddy, who began Christian Science, and in fact, she began the School of Christian Science, which is not related to the Church of Christian Science. If you ever want to know all this history, take a class, because that's about the extent of the history that I'm going to give to you today. Just one more bit of history. Emma Curtis Hopkins was heavily influenced by the work of Phineas Parkhurst Quimby. Quimby was a mesmerist. His whole idea was that the body could be healed through the use of the mind. And if you go back into the idea of mesmerism, that was the work of Anton Mesmer in the, I have to count, this 18th century. So New Thought goes back, and it goes back far beyond that even. But it all aligns. But the point I want to get to is this idea. All of it began with recognizing that there is a link between mind and body. There is a link between mind and body. There's a link. And that link is profound. And what we teach within this philosophy is that all ills, physical aspects of the body, can be healed through the use of the mind alone. Now, if the mind tells you to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. That's okay. We believe that that is all part of God as well. But it can be healed through the direct revelation of truth. So there we are. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the spiritual and intuitive nature of each person. That is, we are inherently spiritual. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a spiritual experience in the body and expression of the human life. The more we come to that higher plateau of understanding, the easier life gets. Life begins to go our way. Emma Curtis Hopkins was known as a profound healer. She was known to sit with someone who had a broken bone, and through the use of mind, spiritual mind treatment, the bone would reset itself. Do you believe that that's possible? You absolutely firmly believe that that is possible beyond a shadow of a doubt. How many of you have done it? Because that's the proof. The proof is in the actual experience and demonstration of this thing. And I will tell you, there must be some level of doubt for me, only because I've never done it. Think about that. I've experienced people who have broken bones, and I have done spiritual mind treatment for them, and they are healed to the degree of my level of belief and their receptivity to it. So there must be some level of doubt within me, I would imagine, since I have never actually set a bone and had it purely healed through the use of spiritual mind treatment. And I say this standing in front of you, saying, I'm a minister of this philosophy. And I have not made that type of demonstration. Now, I have many, many, many demonstrations in my life, many demonstrations of physical healing for myself and on behalf of other people. So, I'm not saying that it's not possible, but there is some little hiccup in my own mind that says, wow, the broken bone is a much harder thing to address. But why? Why would a broken bone be any different than a hangnail? There is no difference. This tape is driving me crazy. There is no difference. Absolutely none. No difference. Except to the degree that we think there is a difference. And therein lies the reason why it sometimes seems like life doesn't go our way. What made Emma Curtis Hopkins a profound healer was her belief that she could heal. It was her belief that she could heal. And her patients, and I will in this case say her patients because that's the way they used to be. We used to refer to our clients as patients. We don't refer to them as patients anymore, but she would refer to them as patients. But her patients believed in her and in her ability. They were receptive to the words and the belief that she experienced, and so they were healed. Because it takes two. If I am treating on behalf of somebody else, it takes their belief and receptivity to the words I'm saying to affect the healing, to create the healing. She did not have the luxury of thinking she couldn't heal. She did not have the luxury of thinking she couldn't heal. And none of us have that luxury. Not a single one of us have the luxury of thinking that we are somehow separate from it, that thing. Because healing is a simple thing. Healing is simply a revelation of the divine truth of anything. The divine truth of a broken bone is a firmly set bone that is healthy and strong. We do not have the luxury of thinking in terms of separation. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the spiritual and intuitive nature of each person, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. Revealing truth is healing. One of the questions that comes up in classes is I will ask, what is healing? Lena, what is healing? It's revealing the truth. It is revealing the inherent divine nature of anything. That is healing. When we do that, and it is a practice of the mind, when we do that, the form follows, because that is the foundation of what we teach. Form follows the mind. So let me ask you this. What is the goal, if there is a goal, what is the goal of this philosophy? I'm starting off rhetorically. What is the goal of this philosophy? And then I will ask you this question, because there's probably a relationship between these answers. What are you looking for on a Sunday? What are you looking for on a Sunday? You keep showing up. What are you looking for? I've heard the various answers. Community. That's usually number one. I am looking for community. I am looking for like-minded people to share in my enjoyment of life. There are people who come here looking for happiness because we are so darn happy. We are happy. And it scares some people off. They're like, how is it possible that they are that happy? People do come here looking for happiness, though. The great news is that happiness is inherent within each and every one of us. That's my message. Happiness is our natural state of being. It is not a choice. What? I thought I had to choose to be happy. No, you have to choose to not be unhappy. Because unhappiness is a choice. People come here looking for happiness. And people come here looking for inspiration. People come here looking for inspiration. Now, many, 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 many of you come here looking for music. And why not? We have one of the best bands in the movement. But get in touch with what is it that you're looking for on a Sunday? Because that is in alignment with the goal of this philosophy, which is to reveal the inherent divine nature of every single person that exists. And that is the truth. In fact, you don't need to reveal it. It is simply the way it is. We just need to believe it. Every single person we encounter is inherently divine. Every single one of us is God. Every single one of us is this progressive, vibrant energy that is always unfolding in terms of creation. It never ceases. Community, happiness, inspiration, music, those things are freely available here. And yet, none of those things can be received without the willingness to receive. If you come here looking for happiness as though it is something outside of yourself, that's why I hold to the message that happiness is an inside job. We decide to be happy, and our life experience shows up as happy. We decide to live in joy, and our life shows up as enjoyment. You must be open to receive these things, because they are freely given, but unless you receive them, and that is your work. That is not my work. I am not going to sit and force you to receive anything. You must be happy. First of all, that would not make me very happy. We must be open to receive. We believe in the direct revelation of truth. We believe in the direct revelation of truth. So what is truth? What is truth? Now, I hold to a specific paradigm that is grounded in this philosophy, that truth is that which cannot be changed. Truth is that which cannot be changed. And for me, there is only one truth. God is all there is. That's it. That cannot be changed. I am so firmly rooted in this truth that I trust that everything I experience is the experience of God, for God is all there is. That's the only truth. How do each and every one of us determine what is true? And how do we differentiate it from fact? Think about that. How do we differentiate truth from fact? Truth is universally understood. Facts are decisions we've made individually. And that's okay. Now, there are facts that we hold to as facts that we've all agreed to collectively. It is a fact we are present in this room. Right? And yet, are we all present in this room? It's an idea that we have collectively agreed to. For me, that's a fact. There may be people who are not present in this room, and yet their physical body is here. So you start to look at the intricacies and back it up and back it up and back it up, and there's only one truth that I can ever go to, and that is God is all there is. Now, God being all there is, and spirit, that inherent divine spirit that is flowing through each and every one of us, it is inherently intuitive and intuiting through us, yet we may be ignoring it. We may be ignoring it. So we believe in the direct revelation of truth, that is, God is all there is, through the spiritual and intuitive nature of each person. We might be ignoring this idea that God is all there is. But when we back it up, our spiritual and intuitive nature is this one truth. And anyone, any single one of us, any person you encounter on the street, anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. There is no difference between you, between me, between Emma Curtis Hopkins. There is no difference between any single one of us. No difference whatsoever. I am here to invite you to really take that to heart, because you do not have to be a licensed practitioner of this philosophy to step into profound healing. You do not have to be a minister of this philosophy to step into profound healing. Each and every one of us can be and is a profound healer to the degree that we accept it in our own lives. Anyone may become a revealer of truth. Remember, that's healing. Anyone may become a healer who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. Healing is revealing. Reveal the inherent divinity and the physical form follows. The revelation does not start in the physical form. The revelation starts in mind. Inherently understanding the divinity of our own mind and its relationship to the form, and this is the relationship. All form began first as an idea in mind. It began first as an idea in the universal mind, and everything that shows up in our experience began first as an idea in our individual mind. When we get that, and it really, it's a very heady concept, and yet it's very simple. When we get that, we do begin to take responsibility for our experience in our lives. Responsibility is a huge part of my ministry. Teaching people that responsibility is not about whom do I blame, but responsibility is knowing how I move forward. That's what responsibility is. Because there may be things that show up that don't feel so good, that are not in alignment with what we perceive as the great experience of life. There might be those things. I've experienced them. I imagine there's one or two of you in here that have experienced that as well. The rest of you, please teach me. We have the capacity to heal our own lives. We have the capacity to heal our own lives. What diminishes that capacity are things like fear, anger, resentment, disillusionment, hatred. And I want you all to take note, just in the speaking of those words, the energy shift that happened in this room. It's an energy shift that is palpable because we are all connected as a collective community right here and right now. We are all connected in mind. And the minute that we started to put our thoughts on those ideas, you could feel the whole room just go, did you all feel it? This is why we cannot afford to allow those things to linger in our own minds. We are the ones who step forward. We are the ones who step into life. We are the ones who raise the conscious awareness of the people around us, not because we beat them into it or say, you must think this. No, it's because it's the way we live our lives. That's why when people come in here and we seem so happy, word almost slipped out there. I should let you all know, I do have the mouth of a trucker. I really do. And I do have to, sometimes I have to catch myself in the middle of Sundays. Because luckily it's never slipped out in the 3+ years. The use of our mind is what raises the level of experience for every single person around us. The use of our own mind. When we live this principle, we cannot help but teach this principle in the living of it. We must be teachers by example. The worst kind of teacher is the one who only lectures. I will give you is it slipping? Oh, it's slipping. All right. Thank you. Of course, it's the day that the tape is not working for me, that all the photographs are. I did tell him, though, I told him before service, I said, don't focus on me so much. I have plenty of pictures of myself. I'm the selfie king. Click. I don't post them all. What's that? The issue that may happen is this may fall off of my ear. Carrie to the rescue. Thank you. Let's just try that. I'll hold on to this. Thank you. We'll edit all this out in post. Oh wait, there is no post. So, all right, where was I? Oh, here's where I was. We cannot afford to allow those thoughts to be present in our experience. What I'm going to invite each and every one of us to do, I know I've got to is there any way we can do it without the lights? Yeah, thank you. I just see people are out there doing this. We cannot afford to allow those thoughts. So what I'm encouraging each and every one of us to do today is this. Let us all make the commitment and start off in small doses because it is a practice that is to be embodied. And the practice starts by practicing it. So start practicing. Give yourself, find out what's comfortable for you. If it's only 5 minutes a day, great. If it's a full day, great. If it's a full week, great. If it's your entire life, great. Just start to recognize where you are. Think only in terms of love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, joy, happiness, wisdom. Did you feel the lift? That is the power of our mind. That is the power of this collective energy that we share right here, right now. We can do this walking out on the street. You want to be warm? You want to be warm? Think warm thoughts. Because I guarantee you, the times when I feel the greatest chill in my bones when I'm walking out on the street is when I put my focus on how cold it is. That's when I feel it. If I think warm thoughts, if I recognize and know that I am firmly held in that beautiful, beautiful embrace of my jacket, I warm up. See what comes from that point of view. This is the work. This is the work. See what comes from that point of view. Love, light, life, peace, power, happiness, joy, beauty, wisdom. The demonstrations that come from that frame of mind, those came through you. They came by means of you. That is the direct revelation of this intuitive nature through each and every one of us. That's what that means. It's happening by means of you. Life is happening by means of you. Life is happening by means of me. One of the things, and I was listening to your meditation this morning, but one of the things that I have started using for my meditation, and I did it this morning while I was listening to your treatment, is I use beads of various types. Sometimes I will use my Rudrashka beads. And in meditation, I go to that wonderful mantra that I've taken on in my life, which is this. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. I continue, I do a full circuit. 108 beads takes me about 20 minutes. This is 36 beads. In allowing myself to resonate with that principle, with that idea, I raise the consciousness of my own mind. I raise the conscious awareness of my own mind. And therefore, I shift the energy in my own sphere. And anyone who comes into my sphere, I guarantee you they can feel it. This is the power each and every one of us has. So, what comes from the point of view of love, light, life, peace, power, happiness, joy, beauty, and wisdom, it came from you. It came through you, from the infinite resource. You are that powerful. Each and every one of us is that powerful. And so, let's make the commitment today, right in this moment, to step into this power, because that's where it comes from. Namaste. I'm going to invite us all to take whatever it is we have to offer the center today. And I want to remind everyone, if you're watching online, you're welcome to make a financial contribution in service and in support of the spiritual mission of this center. Whatever it is you have to offer, even if and also, we give these cards out to anyone who's in the pre-authorized program so that they have something physical that they can put in the basket. So please remember, if you're in the pre-authorized program, go ahead and pick one of those up, and you can participate in the act of giving. Whatever it is you have to offer, hold it in your hands, recognize it for what it is. What it is is God. What it is divine energy. What it is the opportunity for continued evolution and transformation of each and every one of our lives. It moves through this space. It moves through this center. It is utilized for the highest purposes of this message. The message is this: God is all there is, and each and every one of us is living God's life. Our lives are unfolding based on a law of cause and effect, and that's it. There's nothing else we teach within this philosophy. I can talk for days about it. There's nothing else we teach in this philosophy. And so allow yourself to recognize that this too is God. And as the baskets go around, I invite you to celebrate this idea. We're going to sing What Do I Have, this beautiful song of Pierre Gautreau. Let's have at it.
All right.
What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I give? What do I give? What do I give?
Margaret Ann, would you be so kind as to offer a blessing over the offering?
I recognize in this moment that there is only one presence, that there is one power, there is one infinite intelligence that knows how to live and how to do it perfectly. And I know that this power, this presence is in each of us. And I know that this center is the culmination of each of us, that it is an open and allowing place for life and love to be expressed and to be quantified and understood. I know that this one presence that each of us is, that each one of us expresses, is expressed in many different ways. And in this time and place, I say this thank you and this express the gratitude for these gifts that you have given, that we all give to this place with peace and with loving attention and intention. And I know that these gifts are received with gratitude and knowing that these gifts will expand this center, expand our message to this world in peace and in grace and in power and in presence, knowing that this message is love, is peace, is joy, and is life itself unfolding perfectly. In gratitude for these gifts and in gratitude for each and every person in this center and associated with it, I release these words to the law of mind, knowing that it is done in peace and in grace. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret Ann. Tanis mentioned the Emerson class. The other thing I wanted to remind everyone is that I am doing a men's group. I've decided to call it the Mindful Men's Treehouse. when you were a kid, that's where the guys would go, to like have their private time. So we're calling it the Mindful Men's Treehouse because it's the private time for the men. I'm not calling it a man cave. No, I actually took I talked to my friend Reverend Patrick Farron at the Center for Spiritual Living Kauai because that's what he called his men's group. And I said, I love that name. I always kind of resonated with that name. So do you mind if we utilize it? He says, no, I am happy to let you utilize it. So we meet Thursday, March 26th, and the final Thursday of every month from 7 p.m. right here at the center. Also, the Canadian New Thought Conference, 88 days. Whoa. 88 days away. So excited. An email went out today, and posting was put on Facebook today with another video. This one I did, so I stole some of your work, Pierce. Just so you know, when you go watch it and you're like, he took that from me. I am admitting and giving you credit for the work that you did in putting the original video together. It was great. But yeah, the new video that we put out today is, you can check that out and please share it with all of your friends. It also announces the drawing for the trip to Kauai. So there's that. I'm going to invite us all to relax and take a breath as we round out this experience today. Allow yourself to find what it is within you that touched you today. Because it all comes from you. I may say words, but your interpretation through your own mind of these words is how your life changes. Because it doesn't matter what I say, what matters is what you think and what you believe. Because that is setting the course of your life. The two most powerful words are I am. Whatever follows I am, that is the truth of your experience. So let us resonate with that today. I am loved. The love of God is in my life. I am loved. The strength of God is in my life. I am strong. And so take a breath. Simply allowing. Simply reflecting and resonating with one idea, that there is only one thing, one power, one presence, one energy. There is only love. There is nothing else. This loving energy is the creative energy of this universe. So all that shows up is grounded in this energy, showing up as this energy. And this is what I claim for each and every one of us more profoundly right here in this moment. That we are each of us showing up more and more as love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, joy, happiness, wisdom. This is the claim I make, and I know that my claim spoken is a done deal, because this is my firmly rooted belief that this is the truth. And so I live it. I allow it. I know it. I am grateful for this understanding, and I am grateful for these words, grateful for the brilliant, brilliant minds that have come before, the brilliant minds that show up after, and the brilliant minds that are present right here in this moment, right here in this room, right here in this experience, right here in the experience of this thing that we celebrate every single Sunday. I'm grateful for everyone who watches online, and trust and know that their mind, their individualized use of this universal mind is present with us right here in this moment. I am grateful for everyone who came together to make this service happen today. I'm grateful to Jim and Margaret Ann, our board members on duty. I'm grateful to Margaret Ann for her work as the practitioner of the day, in her brilliant, brilliant meditation and the brilliant words of wisdom in her spiritual mind treatment. I am grateful. I allow myself to be filled with gratitude for our greeters today, Susan and Lynette. I'm grateful for Lori setting up today. I am grateful for Marg in the bookstore, Carrie in the sound booth, Kimon on our webcast. I'm grateful to each and every person who showed up here today. I'm grateful for this community, and I'm grateful for this experience. I'm grateful to the entire band for the music. And so in gratitude, and allowing myself to be filled with gratitude, I relax into this. I trust in this. And I simply allow. I allow this truth spoken to be revealed by means of this entire experience. And I know it is so, and I let it be so as I release this word to law. I know it is complete. In the very speaking of it, I know it is so, as together we say, and so it is now. The life of God, it is my life. I am blessed. The life of God, it is my life. I am blessed. And because it was such a hit a couple weeks ago, we've decided to end service today with Love is in the Air. So feel free to get up and dance. Have a great, great week, everyone. You guys ready? Here we go.
Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. You have the words too, so you can sing along. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I know that I'm not being foolish. I know that I'm being wise. And it's something that I must believe in, 'cause it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air, in the whisper of the trees. Love is in the air, in the thunder of the sea. And I know that I'm not just dreaming. I know that I'm feeling sane. And it's something that I must believe in. And it's there when you call out my name. Love is in the air. Love is in the air. Love is in the air, in the rising of the sun. Love is in the air, when the day is nearly done. And I know that it's not an illusion. I know what I see is true. And it's something that I must believe in, 'cause it's there when I reach out to you. Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I know that I'm not being foolish. I know that I'm being wise. And it's something that I must believe in, 'cause it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air. 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 Love. Have an awesome week.